Well, good Sunday morning to y'all. Excuse me. This is your old buddy Elbow, and I'm going to start me a new segment on my YouTube in here. I'm going to give tips for redneck countrymen caregivers. I'm a caregiver for my wife, so therefore I'm going to use her in my conversation. I'm going to say wife. But anyway, first thing I want to give y'all is some bacon kitchen tips. I got my stuff wrote down here, so y'all see me glancing over here at it. That's what I'm doing. All right, first thing when you go to fixing your wife breakfast is wash your hands. Because as us men know, we put our hands in places we ain't supposed to put our hands in. Put them in stuff we ain't supposed to put our hands in. We scratch places on our bodies that we wouldn't want to eat after. But, you know, most of us do. Well, you know, but anyway, first thing you do when you're going to frying some bacon is put your pants on. Because always remember, bacon pops. And if it pops on you just right, you'll moonwalk like Michael Jackson getting away from that stove. And, you know, while the bacon's frying, you done made you up some dishwater over there. So you go over there and wash your 2 or 3 pieces of dishes and keep a check on your bacon, because bacon will burn. All right? Then, well, you know, when you get through frying your bacon and all, and then you put your eggs in your bacon grease, because I love my eggs in my bacon grease. My wife do too, so that's how I cook them. But when you get through, pour up your bacon grease in one of them little metal can things, because you can use that down the road in some peas and squash and stuff. And I'm going to show y'all how to do some cooking old school one of these days when it comes to peas and squash. But anyway, let me turn my page here. All right. I'll tell y'all another, this is a good tip, man, folks. Use styrofoam plates. When you're cooking and all, make sure you put you some napkins down in there, because, you know, bacon grease will melt a styrofoam plate. I know from experience. Anyway, and I encourage you using, you know, them paper plates. Y'all say, y'all do that. All right. When all the food is done, when all that food gets done, you all go over there while it's kind of cooling down a little bit. You go over there and finish washing up them dishes, because you ought not to have 2 or 3 left anyway, because you've been washing in between. Now you getting her done now. Now remember this: when you start feeding your wife, always remember that her mouth ain't nowhere near big as ours. Cause, you know, when we put stuff in our mouth, we cram it in, and I'm talking about we take a gob and put it in there and just start chowing down. Remember, cut her portion in half, or maybe even 3/4 of what you would put in your mouth, because her mouth ain't like I say, ain't nowhere big as ours. I don't want to talk about y'all's wife now. I ain't talking about mine. Anyway, and another thing, when you're cramming food, don't cram her food into her mouth, because remember, forks poke holes in gums and stuff. Now, you go in there too far, you're going to be poking holes in her gum, and she's going to be slapping at you. She's going to say, why you want to hurt me? I ain't hurting you, I just didn't know where to stop. Finally, here's the final test you got to do. You're going to go back to the kitchen, and you're going to throw away them paper plates. See there, that cut down on the washing dishes right there. All right? You grab your broom. Now, you know, sweep the floor and everything. Here's another good tip. Bacon grease splatters on your stove. Get you some of that Dawn power spray. You know what I'm talking about? It's 5 times faster at cutting grease. Anyway, spray it all over your stove, let it sit just a second, then get you a little scrubber, scrub your stove, and get you a big old handful of paper towels, and just rub it down, and when you get through, you got a clean stove. All right? Now, here's the final and most important step. You go and pour yourself a good, well-deserved cup of coffee, and kick back before you get that cup of coffee. Go somewhere and kick back. Now, this is before you put a load of clothes on and you figure out what you're going to have for dinner and supper, and then you got to go cut grass, and then you got to come back in and put the clothes in the dryer, and then you got to start getting supper ready, because you got to have supper too. Look at him. There ain't nothing wrong with caregiving, boys. I'm going to tell you what. Me, I'm just as country as long. I used to be that man who said, "Yeah, woman, what's on the table to eat?" Put your own food on the table if you're hungry, because you got something to do in life now. You got to take care of your wife. If the shoe was on the other foot, I feel like 90% of the women would do it for us. Because I've been checking out some of that caregiving stuff, and there's a lot. You won't realize how many folks is out there doing exactly what I'm doing. And it ain't no big deal no more. Start off with it was kind of like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Oh my God. Now it's like second nature. You just take care of what you got to take care of. I mean, the good Lord going to take care of the rest, what you can't do. Anyway, y'all don't forget about Rednecking for Jesus coming up September the 20th. And y'all go to redneckingforjesus.com and check out some of my other YouTubes that I've been thanking our sponsors on. I got another one to thank later on today. But right now, I'm going to sit back and enjoy my cup of coffee. Y'all don't forget to like and share and subscribe. Tell everybody to subscribe, because I'm going to get rich off of this stuff one of these days. Oh, my Lord, that's so good. All right, y'all. I love you. I'm your buddy Elbow. I'll see you next time.